you better stop because I'm about to film my intro.
Baby, you don't know what you do to me. Between me and you, I feel like chemistry. I won't let no one come and take your place. Cause the love you give, it can't be replaced. So no one else will do like you do. That's why I spend my life with you. I wanna please you in any way I can. I wanna share my world, don't you understand?
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you haven't subscribed, what are you doing? Make sure you click the subscribe button and the notification bell to make sure you get notified every time I post a new video. So today we're going to be discussing friendships. Okay, we're going to discuss how do I prepare myself for a friendship that I desired in my life. Because, you know, we be throwing that word friendship and friends very loosely. Today we're gonna discuss what a friendship is, what familiarity friendships are, and literally teaching yourself discernment and building qualities to provide in your future friendships. So keep on watching. I really enjoyed creating this look as well. The wig, this is Aura and the color palette collection that you can actually purchase right now. Links will be down below. All the products will be listed down below in the description box. And let's get into it. So today I will be installing the Aura rig. I haven't worn her in a very long time because I own too many wigs. Okay, but this is my girl right here. Okay, you see all the highlight, the browns, the blondes. This baby is still up for, well, it's not on sale, but you could basically purchase it today. It's a 5x5 closure, glueless. And I was just thinking of doing like an updo bourgeois style today, as we're just gonna chit chat as we progress. We're going to talk about friendships. I sure will, because, you know, the girls are kind of getting ghetto out here, you know. Yes, I just feel like I haven't glammed myself in a very long time as well, because I've just been working. So I'm like, let's be cute for some errands today, okay? Let's take the scarf off. Ooh, child. Wow. I had to put the wig cap just to spare y'all the disaster of these cornrows, but it's okay. We're just going to tidy up these edges real fast and get to it. So guys, we're gonna start with my favorite primer. This is by LA Colors. I know, but I've been using this stuff. Even my last video, you saw me using it because it really be giving me that mattifying look. Like, it just be sucking up my T-zone. It be sucking up my T-zone like nobody business. So that's what we're gonna start with. Got a new one. The other one was full of makeup and stuff, but whatever. So let's talk about finding genuine friendships. We have to talk about this. 25 on 26, and a lot has changed in my life, as well as most of my products. Either I will name them or I will be putting them in the description box. So be checking out for that, most likely in the description box, because I don't think I'm going to just keep stopping every time. But yes, as I was saying, friendships and the definition of friendships and what you're looking for, qualities, things like that have changed over the years, especially for my generation. And I just feel like it's, you know, with social media and everything and the aesthetics on friendships and things like that, I think we forget what friendships are supposed to be. So I'm going to be speaking about my friendship experiences and things like that. And if you're new to the channel, which a lot of people are, I've went through highs and lows with multiple friendships in the past. That majority of them are actually not in my life. And, you know, it's both our faults, because I was young. Would I know about being a friend as well? Even though, like, you know, some of it was trifling, but I might have done something as well that I wasn't aware of. Sorry, I had an eyelash, y'all. So I don't like to just put the whole blame on one person. As well, we were young. We were young. Now, growing up in a culture where a lot of friendships are formed due to familiarity, and a lot of people don't realize that they are still in friendships due to familiarity. We're going to speak about that because not enough about that is spoken, okay? What are friendships with familiarity? Friendships with familiarity is basically, for example, you've known this person, this person for a very long time. You go to similar places very often, and because of that, and just people, mutual friends that you have, or mutual people you have, you end up just developing, being with this person, talking to this person, just because everything is like, the positions are set and are familiar, and you share that familiarity. Not necessarily because of qualities or who they are as a person or who they are as a friend per se, but just more so history. And a lot of people build friendships young, which is obviously when friendships start, and due to the places our parents bring us to, either a place of worship, school, or just family friends, depending how often you see that kid that is similar in age, you build a bond, because it's like, well, our parents know each other, I see you every weekend, why not make this thing work? So then, because you see this particular kid or person often, now it's quote unquote friends. So the older you get, or depending on situations that happen, you start to realize subconsciously you're outgrowing this person, but you don't want to necessarily outgrow this person because you just feel like it's been so many years. I know this person is part of my daily life, this person knows so much about me because of the familiarity that I don't want to ever think that it might be a possibility of ending this friendship. But then things start happening, and obviously as humans we go through a lot of phases in life. First, puberty, and second, adulthood. Most definitely adulthood. If you survive puberty and your friends keep going, cool. But when you're a child, you don't really notice certain things that are important to you coming from a friendship, or just don't understand what friendship is in general, because you know, kids these days, they date and stuff, but they don't necessarily know what it means a relationship. Like, they don't understand the concept of relationship really until they become an adult and they realize a relationship has to be built on foundation. You liking a boy and calling a boy your boyfriend in school ain't the same thing as actually having a boyfriend in an adult world where you want him to own up to his responsibilities. Those are two different things. So, you know, a lot of things fly, a lot of things happen, a lot of things we tolerate as kids due to familiarity, especially if our parents didn't teach us about this, that, you know, we don't have any expectations. It's all about vibes. It's all about vibes. Even if they do something shady, it's like, well, I know you forever, so you know what, I'm gonna let this slide. So then it gets to a point in life where familiarity has no substance. Because you start realizing, you know what, my priorities and the way I'm running my life right now is not the same as this person. Which might be nothing wrong with it. It's not saying like they're robbing liquor stores or anything. That's not what I mean. But you start realizing you and this person actually have no similarities. And what I mean similarities is either core values or just the way you decide to live your life. It doesn't match, or it just clashes where you can't really necessarily bond with this person anymore. Because when I say similarities, people always think, well, you like purple, I like purple, let's be friends. That works as a kid. But when you get older, those little details are very minuscule, because it's more so, can this personality ride along with my personality? And it doesn't have to match the same personality, because we all know a lot of similarities do clash at some point, okay? Opposites do attract. So it's good to have friendships that are not like people who are not like you, because you learn a lot and things like that. It helps with growth and stuff. But overall, this person, you know, you might not like the things they bring you involved with or do, that might not agree with your lifestyle or might not agree with the direction you're going in. So now you're contemplating, should I let this go? Because I just know this person forever and they've been there for me. And let me tell you something. Nostalgia can be a beautiful thing and also a dangerous thing. Because a lot of times when we stick to nostalgia and what we are used to, it does not help us grow and know what is good for us over time, no matter how many times people can warn you. A lot of people learn through experiences. Okay? A lot of them do not, you know, AVT warning. I don't know how to say English, y'all. But, yeah, and that right there can be dangerous, because now you don't have, now you're questioning your friendship, and now you're realizing maybe this is not the friendship for me. So either you break off the friendship verbally or just slowly drift away. And a lot of my friendships in the past, either we said it verbally and it was understood, but most of them we just drifted away because your lifestyle is not my lifestyle. And you don't provide what I expect from this friendship. Because at the end of the day, a friendship is a relationship. It's a type of a relationship. And anytime there's something between two people, and it doesn't have to be intimate, but a sort of relationship, is give and take, no matter what. And once you enter adulthood and you start growing and you're learning yourself and you're realizing this doesn't fly with me, this is not okay with me, and the person doesn't reciprocate that or doesn't give that back, the heavens will be crashing down. What you know will be crashing down. And I'm also coming from experiences, but things I've seen, okay? When you a hairstylist, sis, and you talk to multiple people on a daily basis, at some point it you just learn things, and you learn habits. And I think a lot of times we fail to realize that people are people, and people outgrow people. That doesn't mean they're bad people. It doesn't mean that, you know, whatever there is, like, you know, you're better than them. No, it's just that we can outgrow each other, and that's okay. That is okay. But that is friendship with familiarity. That is your foundation built on familiarity and not really much on anything else. And then you start realizing you didn't really know this person as much as you thought you know. Just because you spend so much time with people doesn't mean you really know people. Let me repeat that again. Just because you spend so much time with people does not mean you know the person you're spending time with. Okay? Because it's only due to familiarity, nothing else. And this is when relationships and friendships get tested. Now, let's speak on what is a relationship. And the reason why we're going this way is to understand. If this video is particularly towards the people wondering, like, how can I build friendships? You know, I don't have the friends I had before, or I feel lonely and I'm scared to do this. This is for you. This is for you. And I've been here before. And I can say with my chest, I've finally found my tribe where I can speak enough about it. And then give me another 5 years and see what else I learn. Okay? Not my camera dying. We're back, y'all. We are back. I even blurred out the back because, okay. Before my camera died, y'all, I need to buy me another battery, probably 2. But now let's discuss friendships. While I had left this makeup looking like this, because I was like, no, I'm not gonna stop the groove, the mood, or whatever. So, oh, and I just did my nails while I waited, watching some YouTube videos. Like, okay. So, what is a relationship? Everyone has their own definition of a relationship, but let's see what Google says. Oh, I put it in my nose. So, the meaning of a relationship is a particular type of connection existing between people related to or having dealings with each other. So that is all categories: friendships, families, romantic intimacy like relationships. We get the gist. We get the gist, okay? That is what a relationship is. Now, what does a relationship means for you? Because everyone has different standards. Okay, when it comes to relationships with anybody, whether it's family, whether it's friends, whether it's a boyfriend, husband, fiance, whatever that partner is to you. So aside of figuring that out, at the end, a relationship is a give and take matter. Both have to be giving to get something back. And that is what it is. Sorry for all the clicking and clacking. So, when it comes to friendships, just like before you get into a relationship, like a very serious relationship, if you're looking for marriage or anything of that nature, like you just want a really serious relationship, you have to figure out who you are and who you will be in that position, which a lot of people don't. They know what they want. Sometimes it's not always good, but they know what they want. They know how they want it to be treated. This is their expectations, but a lot of times they're always saying what I want, what I want, what I want. I'm going to be the first to tell you, because all this social media, relationship, fake gurus keep saying, well, if this person is not giving you this, that, that's fine, have your standards. But at the end of the day, any type of relationship is supposed to, both people have to be selfless. If you know in your heart of hearts you're not ready to be selfless, don't bother getting into a friendship or a relationship. And that's on Mary Had a Little Lamb, okay? If you know you're not ready to give in order to receive, because you got to give first before you can start to receive it. You got to give first. If you know you're not in a selfless mode, you're not in a compromising mode, because every relationship comes with its own compromises, because it's not us first, whether however people want to put it, it's not you first. It's not. It's a selfless act. A relationship is a selfless act. Friendships is a selfless act. Okay? If you know you're not ready for that, and you know in your heart of hearts you're kind of a selfish person, which is everybody's own choice, then don't bother getting in a friendship. Let's start there. Now, if you're looking for the support and you're looking for the friendship, you have to figure out, one, what is your morals? What are your core values in your life? People don't be thinking about that. It really matters. You don't want to wait to be put in a position of a friendship / relationship. Because this applies for both, okay? Because it's a relationship at the end of the day. You don't want to wait till you're put in a position where it's questioning. That's when, like, it's questioning your cores, your values, and all of that. And now you're realizing this don't fly with me. You need to already know. Because other than you growing as a person, core values are things that don't change. Let me repeat that again. Core values are things that don't change. They're core for a reason, okay? This is what is your foundation that cannot be compromised, cannot be discussed, cannot be shaken. And these are like the things you just cannot negotiate. You have to figure that out, because that will let you know what kind of people you want to befriend. Second, these core values, I'm gonna mute my phone because Instagram will start blowing up. Second, you have to figure out, where do you stand in life? Because you kind of have to have, there's two people you have to have in your life. Two different kinds of people, not specifically people. The one that's probably a few steps ahead of you, that can help you learn your way to get there as well, who can teach you, who can guide you, literally help you implement a better life of whatever that is. And then two people who are in a similar journey as you, growing as well. So let's start with the second one. Find people to befriend that is in the same similar positions as you, okay? And let's be candid, someone who probably is financially similar to you. Even so, you have that similarity, don't start a friendship based on that similarity. Like, it has to be way more value than just me, you both broke, so let's be friends because you understand I'm broke. No. You have to understand, even though this person is broke, where is their mentality? Are they rich mentally? Or as well, they're like broke mentally. Now let's discuss those two. Being broke mentally and being broke physically are two different things. Being rich mentally and being broke physically is two different things as well. Being rich is knowing that you're in a position that you understand where you are in life financially is temporarily. So you do not let that define you. You know that you're aiming for something. Usually people who think like this know they're aiming for something and they're getting somewhere. Now, a person who's mentally broke with their physical financial situation tend to be way more of a negative Nancy and not aim to get out of that mentality. Their mentality is basically keeping them poor. Basically doing unnecessary spending to keep up with the Joneses, all that extra stuff. That's very unnecessary, that holds them back in life. And me and you both know who we want to associate with. And it sure ain't the second one. Right? Right. We all want the friend that is rich mentally. Because at the end, and I mean like, not rich like, oh, I'm finna go get this bag, no sleep, all work. No, not toxic. I want to get rich quick schemes and literally flash and act like I'm above y'all. That's not what I mean. I mean someone who has their head, a good head on their shoulders. They're balanced, they understand where they are, and they're working towards something. Let me make that clear again. I know I want a friend that is mentally enriched too, which thankfully I do. And the reason being, in order to gain that, before I say the reason being, in order to gain that friend, you have to be rich mentally as well. So you have to start looking for your flaws. Let's say you compare yourself a lot. Well, you have to teach yourself to understand that what you see on social media is like a photo out of 24 hours, out of 365 days, out of like a minute out of 60 minutes, okay? We're not getting much from a picture or whatever video reel they post a minute. You're not getting anything out of that. So you have to understand that you cannot compare yourself to anybody else, because every single person, whether uber rich or uber poor, has a difficulty they're combating that we ourselves might not be able to handle. So you have to understand every level you reach in life has its own types of responsibilities and traumas that you're going to have to deal with and jump over. And that's just that. They're inevitable. That's just something you're just going to have to experience. So you have to understand that you have to have a healthy mentality and you have to keep yourself in check if that is one of the flaws you have, which is comparing yourself and having an inferiority complex. What is an inferiority complex? Listen, I'm putting you on game. I'm giving you the tea. Because a lot of people be talking nonsense, but they don't go into detail on how this starts with you in order to learn how to be the friend you want to attract. And that's on purd, okay? What is inferiority? The quality or state of being inferior. Any feeling of inferiority, inadequacy, etc. Basically, you have this complexity that you're lying yourself that you're above certain people because you judge people, but really you are the people you're judging. I'm making it a very simple definition of what it is, and that really you just don't want to admit that you feel inferior towards other people. So you make yourself believe that people are inferior to you. And that is a very horrible, horrible attribute to have over yourself, because let me tell you something, that will stunt your growth. You're not going anywhere. You're not getting to the wealth, the bag, or whatever you're looking for. You're not even going to get a husband, a partner, nothing. If you plan on having a baby, throw that relationship out the window, because you're already causing trauma as it is. Nobody got time for that. No one has time for that. I'm telling you, because I don't have time for that. So, hairspray. So you gotta handle that with yourself or with therapy. We're in a time and age where we're promoting therapy for good reasons. Now, therapy do not solve your problems. It just helps you process them in a healthier way and just getting root to the problem. The other work you got to do yourself. So if you know you got an inferior complexity, be honest, uber honest with yourself. We're in a generation where they're overly sensitive, and this is why we can't grow. They think they're growing, but they're not. Okay, let's be honest. They think they're growing, but they're not. They want to say a bunch of words to make it seem like they know what they're talking about, but they don't. And they disguise it with, well, whatever makes me happy. Not everything you think that makes you happy. It's just an excuse, basically, so you can get away with doing things and not holding yourself accountable. I don't agree with that. You have to hold yourself accountable, because even when people hold you accountable, it's going to be worse. Don't put that. Don't get yourself in a position where somebody else is holding you accountable. Start holding yourself accountable. Okay? Start being honest with yourself, because that will help you grow and get to really healthy relationships, because you have a healthy relationship with yourself, both logical and emotional. So once we get over this, as an example, you have to face those attributes and work towards them. So you know that, one, not only does it help you look for red flags when you meet people and you're trying to befriend them, but as well as now you have a healthy list of qualities and expectations of your friendships, because you yourself are working towards these attributes as well. And that's what makes a healthy friendship. So you want the person, my mom said, whoever disciplines you is the person who loves you, because they want the best from you. Them correcting you or doing anything does not necessarily benefit them, but it benefits you the most. And if you're afraid of being corrected, then just know that all your friends are just vibes and they're not going to provide you what you're looking for. When you enter the phase of adulthood, especially when you don't know what you're doing, your 20s is the times we're testing out things, we're figuring out ourselves, we're figuring out people, we're figuring out relationships, families. Everything else is just so much chaos because it's so new, and we're basically thrown in a pot of boiling hot water. That's literally what it is. And we're trying to simmer this water and figure it out a groove. You cannot get through having the life you want, having what is it? Pick me people. Yes me people. Like, you know, everyone cannot agree. No one's perfect. There's no way can you be fully innocent in everything. Because either you were naive and you put yourself in the position, one time, one place. There's something that you did in every situation, whether it's minuscule or large. You're an accomplice to whatever you're going through. So you have to understand that. So you have to hold yourself accountable to these things. Okay? And no one told you Sarah finna tell you. Okay? You gotta hold yourself accountable to these things. Let me pull up my outlook. Oh, this outlook is so pretty. Let's see if I can really achieve this. So, I'm using my favorite Morphe palette. It's the 35B, I think. Is this a 35B? 35R, my bad. So you really have to really learn yourself. But learning yourself doesn't mean shutting people out. Learning yourself is just teaching yourself discernment as well, because if you can discern yourself, then it's going to teach you how to discern other people, and you're going to notice red flags where you're not putting yourself in a position where you have to learn through experience. I don't feel like everything has to be taught through experience. Okay? One thing people don't acknowledge is that human behavior don't change. Situations change, humans don't change. And what I mean by that is that humans will do human things. We're imperfect. So expect the expected. Someone's going to fail you, whether it's minuscule or large. Always expect it. Does it hurt? Yes. But you have to start understanding not everything is intentional. Not everything is out to get you. Sometimes people just do things just to do things and they don't think much of it. So you have to have an understanding expectation from your friends. You have to learn your communication language. And another thing I saw on Instagram, which Not everything I see on Instagram, I take everything with a grain of salt, but this particular post was like on spot. We can communicate all day, but we need to find people who has a level of comprehension as we do. That means that you can communicate however you want to do, but you gotta find a friend that understands your type of comprehension, okay? Because some people don't got that level of comprehension. Let's be real. let's be real. Not everyone has that level of comprehension, and no matter how much you speak to them and warn them and this, that, and the third, they're not gonna get it. Sometimes it's not even on purpose. They just don't have that level of comprehension, and that's fine. That's letting you know that's not the friend you want in your life. So this is where you can start filtering through the people you want and things like that. But you have to teach yourself discernment, and in order to teach yourself discernment is discerning yourself and figuring out who you are as a person to other people. Because at the end of the day, you're dealing with people. If you can't deal with yourself and you can't befriend yourself and you cannot correct yourself, then you have no business being in a relationship. Because you have to teach yourself these healthy boundaries, and you have to understand that you're always growing. And when you're always growing, you have to allow other people to correct you too. Because at some point, just like you can be in a room that's stinky and over time you become nose blind, you could be vision blind to yourself. So change is inevitable. I know I'm saying this wrong. So start accepting it. Start looking at it in a different perspective where it helps you get further in life than just sticking to familiarity, because sticking to familiarity doesn't always benefit us. We become stagnant and you wonder why you feel stagnant in life. That's the reason. Change is a beautiful thing, and I feel like with every change, whether good or bad, there's always a lesson. Like for me, for example, from end of June 2021 to end of June 2022 was a whole tsunami of tribulations. But you know what? I looked at it in a perspective of, it taught me so much about myself and who I am as a person. Like, I thought of myself as one way and realized I'm not the person I thought I was. So now I had to be more conscious of who I am as a person, the qualities I'm trying to possess, and what I had to get rid of and attribute to myself to better not only myself but the people around me. But you have to put yourself in that position. It starts with you. You have to know everything. You gotta face everything, okay? You can't filter through and be like, today I'm not really feeling that. I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to deal with that. Sometimes you gotta deal with the hard stuff, because if we don't acknowledge it and try to process it, I'm telling you, you just dragging it along. Just because you're not acknowledging it doesn't mean it doesn't follow you. Okay? Everyone hurts everybody. Whether it's small or large, you have hurt a person, whether intentionally or intentionally. And that's just a fact. So this is why I feel like everyone has a part of any situation that might go down, even though you might not notice it. That's what it is. Ooh, this is looking good. Now I gotta smoke it out what I want. My camera's dying, so we're gonna go ahead and charge it. I'm gonna finish the other eye and then finish part 1 of this chit chat, okay? So basically, wrapping everything up for this first part of the chit chat, speaking about relationships, it has to start within. Once you figure out, especially if in the past you've lost many friends, or the friends you have are not reaching the standards or the expectations you have of them, start with yourself first, and then we move on to the next chapter, which is basically, okay, now we taught ourselves proper discernment. Now we have taught ourselves what our expectations are for the future friendships that we do cultivate. Now, how do I go about that? How do I pick and choose? How do I know which red flags to entertain, which red flags to end? how do I know which red flags are just things I can tolerate, or red flags that is telling me that I need to chop that thing up? So I hope you enjoyed this first part. I don't want to give too much, don't want to keep this video too long. As you guys can tell, if you've been watching my previous videos, you know how I tie this face up. My regular blush, powder, and nude lip combo. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed it. Leave a comment down below. What have you learned about yourself, especially through your previous friendships, that you know that you will not be implementing now and onward as you get older? Because I know for me, a lot have changed, and we will be discussing that in the next video. So make sure you give a thumbs up, a like, a comment, and especially don't forget to subscribe, because I don't know what you're doing. Why you ain't subscribing? Because sis, we get glammed and we are taught about life, about everything. So you need to get with the program and click that notification bell, click that subscribe button. I sure will be seeing you in my next video.